To the showdown over Guantanamo, a new battle erupting on Capitol Hill over shutting it down and moving those detainees here. There's a push for it. And someone says yesterday's verdict for the Boston bomber may help make the case for it. Are they right? Hi, everyone. I'm Brenda Butner. This is Bulls and Bears. And here they are, the Bulls and Bears this week. Gary B. Smith, John Layfield, Gary Kalbaum, along with Hadley Heath and Richard Fowler. Welcome to everybody. Richard says the verdict against the Boston bomber proves our prisons and courts can handle these Gitmo detainees. But Gary K. says no way. Gary?
Look, I think there is a big difference. The man who was sentenced, or the animal that was sentenced to death yesterday, committed a crime here. Most of these, if not all these Gitmo people, committed crimes elsewhere. For me, Gitmo does several things. A, it sends a message to these terrorists. It does not cut costs any bit whatsoever, and it really sends the message to the terrorists that you are not going to be in a very nice place going forward. I say you keep it open.
Richard, why should we close it?
Well, we should close it for a couple reasons. Number one, our Constitution. Every person, whether you are a foreigner, you're an American, you're an immigrant, you have the right to habeas corpus, and our Constitution has created a perfect justice system. And we saw that in Boston, where this individual was sentenced to death. And I think our justice system can try all these individuals. No need to keep them. Why would we take away American values when we're dealing with these individuals? Like that's what's sort of a myth to me, and I think that's sort of a myth to me, rather, and that's sort of the problem with Guantanamo Bay overall.
Okay, Hadley, do we really want these terrorists who've been there for years to come to our shores? And what Congress member is going to want them to be in a prison in his or her district?
Well, exactly. I'm very sympathetic to the criticisms of what happens at Guantanamo Bay. I think it's something worth looking into, absolutely. But bringing these detainees to U.S. soil raises a host of other questions and problems, legal problems, logistical problems, and it's something that Americans simply don't want. The majority of Americans don't want to see Gitmo closed.
John, you say it comes down to dollars and cents?
I do, yes, but I don't understand why we're talking about the problems at Guantanamo Bay and saying that people deserve certain rights. Our drone policy doesn't give anyone rights. We don't have a right to process. We've killed American citizens overseas without a trial. But yet somehow, if we get these people on the battlefield, it's okay just to kill them indiscriminately. But if you bring them and put them in Guantanamo Bay, somehow that's bad. I don't understand that. I see mixed messages all over the place. Well, this to me is about cost. It's a matter of, we're not talking about giving these guys access to lawyers. We're not talking about trying these guys necessarily in the United States any more than we tried colleague Sheikh Mohammed. We could try them down in Guantanamo Bay. We move them to the United States to a supermax prison like the one in Florence, Colorado, and we put them there. It's so much cheaper. The same thing gets done, but the cost is a fraction of what it is in Guantanamo Bay.
Richard, go ahead.
I agree with the latter. I think that the cost is cheap if we bring them to America where we already have these supermax prisons, but I think I disagree with the former in that here's the thing. If we truly want to stand up to terrorism, if we truly want to say that America is a city on a hill, then what we've got to do is make sure we have those values once we detain these individuals. So if we kill them via drone strike, which the president has done a couple times, right, then those individuals are dead. But if we capture them, we bring them over to U.S. soil, which Guantanamo Bay is, then they deserve the rights of anybody who else is on U.S. soil. And thus,
no, they don't. Try them in our courts. Look, it's okay to people indiscriminately, but if you capture them, then they have certain rights.
No, once they're on our soil, they're guaranteed the rights of our Constitution. Come on now.
They're in Guantanamo Bay.
Yes, they are. Guantanamo Bay is our soil.
Oh, okay.
Brenda, I want to get back to the cost part. Costs do not go down if you shut Guantanamo. Most of the costs are personnel, and we went from almost more than 700 prisoners down to a little over 100. We have the same amount of personnel, and they'll just be shifted elsewhere. The other part of the equation that we keep hearing, well, Guantanamo causes people to become terrorists. I don't think so. Terrorists want to be terrorists on their own. I see no reason why this has to be closed.
Gary B., you disagree on that cost issue, don't you?
I do. I don't quite understand the math as much as I respect Gary K. where he's coming from. Gitmo is costing $2.8 million per prisoner per year. Average maximum security prison costs about $85,000 per prisoner per year. I mean, even if you just add in all the extra security with Gitmo, you're not going to make up another, whatever, over $2 million per prisoner. I think I have a good solution. I understand Richard's points. Yes, we should keep American values. I also understand John's points. You know, Hadley made a good point. Well, you know, what congressman or senator would not want Gitmo in their backyard? Well, we made that same argument, though, when we were developing nuclear reactors. Who would not want in their backyard? And then these congressmen figured out, wait a second, there's a couple thousand jobs being created there. I'm not in favor of the government creating jobs, so why don't we just replicate what we have with Gitmo in some desolate part of North Dakota or Alaska or something like that? We create jobs, we save money, we put these prisoners where they should be on American soil.
Well, North Dakota and Alaska, there are citizens there, and they don't necessarily want the terrorists. But Hadley, how do you respond to Gary B's comments?
Well, first of all, when it comes to cost, I'm not sure if we can make an apples-to-apples comparison between U.S. citizens housed in maximum security facilities here and the detainees of Guantanamo Bay. Moving them to U.S. soil doesn't necessarily equate to that same $85,000 a year. And I agree, we may not make up the difference, but at the end of the day, cost is one consideration, national security is another. So we have to ask, what does moving these detainees to U.S. soil, to one of the 50 states, mean for our national security?
Do we think that, no, do we seriously think, though, that there's going to be a mass prison break? I mean, kind of wouldn't we put them on Alcatraz for Christ? Find some island off the coast of South Carolina and put them there. I think we can kind of solve that security problem.
Well, but did we ever expect that there was going to be a 9/11? I mean, there's no telling what these terrorists might be able to do, Gary Kay. Let me just let Gary Kay respond to that.
Look, let me just say this. For all this talk about bringing all these prisoners here, I'd like to see all these politicians in Washington, D.C. bring all these prisoners to maybe Reston, Virginia, or right around Washington, D.C. You're not going to see that happen because they don't want it happen. They're going to send it to places outside of where they are. So, look, I just think this is a lot of talk.
That could welcome the jobs.
That's not true. That's not true because we tried a terrorist right here in Washington, D.C. in the federal courts in Alexandria, and we convicted him, and now he's in jail. Our justice system works, and let's make it work and close down Guantanamo Bay.
Okay. Well, according to a Fox News poll, a majority of Americans believe that a terrorist could be living in their own backyard. Gary Kay?
Look, Americans are speaking out. I think they make a lot of sense. They agree with Gary Kay.
And John, how do you respond to that?
Well, look, what Gary B is saying is absolutely correct. There are a lot of places that do want this. Colorado, when they got that Supermax prison, the people of the county raised money to buy the land because they knew they were going to get about 1,000 jobs. You open this up to bidding to places that have a very bad economy. They're going to want some prison like this. And we're not talking about giving them rights. I think trying a guy like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed in New York was a stupid idea. It would cost tens of millions of dollars. You can still try them at the Supermax. There's not going to be a jailbreak. They don't get any more rights than Guantanamo Bay. It just saves a fortune.
Hadley?
You know, I think at the end of the day, this isn't just a question of national security in terms of a prison break. That's not necessarily what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that this proposal from Senator John McCain and others to move those detainees to U.S. soil is a first step on the way to closing Guantanamo for good. And so we have to think about, in terms of the pros and cons, yes, we can reform the policies that we use at Guantanamo Bay, but moving those prisoners here doesn't solve the problem of how to legally treat them.
Okay, great debate. Thank you, guys. And Cavuto on Business in about